Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in the Malaysian capital of Kuala Lumpur. The Prime Minister is on a two-nation visit to Malaysia and Singapore. The Prime Minister is in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia to attend the India-ASEAN Summit and East Asia Summit. The summits will see the participation of important leaders of Southeast Asia. On the second leg, beginning 23rd November, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Singapore for 2 days.
और मैं बता
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be further cementing the economic and defence ties with ASEAN nations during the 13th ASEAN-India Summit and 10th East Asia Summit in Kuala Lumpur. ASEAN and East Asia Summit will see almost all important leaders of Southeast Asia converge in Malaysia. There are 10 members of ASEAN, and they are Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand and Vietnam. Aim of ASEAN Summit is to accelerate economic growth, social progress and cultural development in the region, to promote regional peace and stability. During his visit to Malaysia, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also address ASEAN Business and Investment Summit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also unveil the site for some time. In his second leg of visit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be in Singapore on November 23rd and 24th on a bilateral visit. During his visit, PM is also expected to sign an enhanced defence cooperation pact along with other MOUs on cyber security, culture and training on urban management. The bilateral trade with Singapore is about $17 billion and companies of Singapore are very active in India. Focus of the visit will include 5S plan of scaling up trade and investment, speeding up connectivity, smart cities, skill development and state focus. Prime Minister Modi will also address the Indian diaspora in Singapore. Singapore has approximately 350,000 strong Indian diaspora.
In order to boost economic activity, investment and trade in ASEAN region, the ASEAN countries would focus on concluding the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership by 2016. Well, at a time when major global economies are facing economic slowdown, it would be a challenging task for the ASEAN countries to achieve a higher growth rate. Arun Sharma, Doordarshan News.
Now, ASEAN and India have perhaps the best potential in terms of economic cooperation and trade and commerce development. In the Act East policy, the terms of engagement with the influential bloc seems to be a gathering space. The Indian-ASEAN partnership can only gain momentum.
In the early 1990s, then Prime Minister Narasimha Rao unveiled the Look East policy to reconnect with Asia. Nearly a quarter of a century later, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reignited relations with Asia. The Act East policy injects new vigour and purpose to realise the full potential of India's partnerships with Asian countries. PM Modi has reaffirmed that ASEAN is central in building a stable and prosperous order in East Asia and the Pacific. He cautioned the region, where territorial disputes are threatening peace, against the expansionist concepts of the 19th century and to sustain the focus on development. The Act East policy understands the importance of maritime security and the urgent need to expand India's defence partnerships with Asia. Beijing's trade with ASEAN has soared to $480 billion, almost 7 times India's trade. And China's economic presence has continued to rapidly grow, with Beijing now making ASEAN a fulcrum of its regional diplomacy through a $100 billion Silk Road initiative. India has the same potential, and there's plenty of scope for improving trade relations given India's size. The focus would need to be on improving connectivity. Many Indian businesses have sought to establish themselves in ASEAN to take advantage of the regional trade flows and to access the Chinese market. Government is lobbying for an early ratification of the free trade agreement between India and ASEAN. India and ASEAN have an FTA for goods. However, an FTA for investments and services is pending. In October, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj lobbied ASEAN to ratify the Investments and Services FTA during the 3rd India-Philippines Joint Commission meeting in Delhi. Vice President Hamid Ansari's visit to Indonesia earlier this month explored the potential of bilateral partnerships on renewable energy and